It's the most violently accelerating road bike.
Take your time. We got all day. Make a tea and a biscuit.
You want to be going, yum, yum, yum.
And
Do you know what?
would
That'll be the
happily
first
own
time
one.
in many, many years that the Italians have beat the Germans.
It gets to that rev limiter quick. We're doing some miles an hour.
I'm late for work and my fuel light has just come on, so I'm going to be even later for work.
AutoPod number 352.
God, you're optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out how old I'll be on number
hang on,
352.
Let's see if my maths is any cop. AutoPod 15?
14.
14. So maths is crap.
AutoPod 14. Everyone, thank you for joining. Today, it's cars, me, motorbikes, ACK, that we've not driven or ridden, but would love to. Who's going first? You go first.
Me
I keep
first.
going first. You go first.
I don't even have to look at the first one. I know what the first one is.
Go on then, and picture will go on screen.
Yeah, the full moniker is by Suzuki. The full moniker is GSX 1300R, but it's more commonly known as the Hayabusa.
Okay, yeah, what a bike.
Mate, what a bike. God, dream garage category this is. This is kind of like, those in the bike world will know exactly what a Hayabusa is, and I'm talking about the latest iteration, generation. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, I think we're either on 3, or even if the latest, however many anniversary one is classed as separate generation, but I think we're on Gen 3. It's got like 200 brake horsepower, a sporty riding position, but not a sports bike riding position.
You're not completely hunkered down.
No. And it's quite bulbous compared to other bikes of that ilk. Not say bulbous.
The images
it's
I've
quite
seen,
heavy.
It doesn't look as sporty a bike as a sports bike would. It does look a bit heavy.
No. But the point is, it's a bit. I kind of, the way I describe it to a car driver is, you've got like a Clio RS.
Yes.
And you've got like a Bentley. What's the Bentley coupe called? GT Continental.
Yeah, GT Continental.
Fine.
Or Continental GT.
You would argue they're both very, very quick. However, the GT Continental will be ballistically quick without even breaking a sweat. But you've got to make the Clio work, if that kind of makes sense. That's kind of like
they
the
both
Hayabusa.
bring something to the party, but actually it's quite different.
Yeah. And the reason why the Hayabusa appeals to me is because, well, it's just like
1300, did you say?
Yeah, 1300cc.
It's quite a heavy
about
bike,
200
isn't it?
brake. Yeah, I think it weighs in the region of 238, 245 kilos.
It's quite a heavy bike.
So it's quite a heavy bike, but it's
a proper machine.
Yeah, but the point is, it can do it, as I said, without even breaking a sweat, and you could be doing, or so I've been told, 3 figures. And the bike feels like it's doing 15 miles an hour. It's that kind of bike.
Is it like, you say about the Bentley Continental GT for the car version, so
yeah.
Is it basically be an excellent continental tourer then? So
yes.
if you were touring,
The
dream that many of us would have, particularly when you live in the little country called the United Kingdom, is driving across, say, France, Italy.
If you want to travel relatively light, yes. When I say relatively light, it's not the sort of bike you put side panniers on. I don't even think you can get side panniers for it. You probably could, but not like a main side pannier I'd buy like Givi or something like that.
Probably ruin the look.
It would look friggin' awful. So what you'd have is either A, if it's just you, be a backpack and a tank bag, or it would be a tank bag, a backpack, and a top box. You could live with a top box for touring, but you just take it off when you're not touring on it.
People would know what you were using.
But yeah, it would cover miles and miles and miles without blinking, breaking sweat. It would take it in its stride.
But could certainly do the speed if you wanted it to.
On the Autobahn, I can imagine it would be quite a thing.
It would be fun.
And the fact that it would get there, as I said, very, very quickly and effortlessly. So even as a day bike.
I do love the look of them, because you've shown me pictures of them before. I do love the look of them. But as a person that's not yet ever took his bike test, that would be a bit of a beast, wouldn't it? A heavy beast
heavy
and a
beast,
powerful beast.
Oh,
not
God,
something that...
It's not the sort of thing I'd suggest buying after you've
You've
torn
just
up
passed
your
your
rail
test.
plates. No, not at all. I mean, but having said that, on a serious note, depending on your physical stature, if you're a guy who's like 6 foot tall and you weigh, I don't know, 16 stone or whatever, you've got a bit of buff to you. The actual size and weight of it wouldn't be a problem.
No.
The only reason why I would warn anyone passing their L plates going off and get something stupid like this is not because you couldn't ride it, it'll be unrideable, because just because you've got a big bike or a powerful bike doesn't mean you've got to ride it around like Barry Sheen everywhere. But the point is, you arguably will be riding beyond your experience
and
capability. So should you get into trouble, you wouldn't know what to do. That's why I'd not recommend.
No, it's not a logical
You need
bike
to kind
go
of
with,
step up.
My dream, as you would know, because
Yeah.
we talk quite often, we don't talk only on camera, is that if I was to do my bike test, it'd be something like the Triumph 660 Sport or Tiger Sport
Tiger
or whatever,
660 Sport,
because it's just a more
which
sensible...
I'm surprised I remember, because you do talk, but it doesn't mean that I listen, mate.
So moving on, my first one on the list is an obvious one, isn't it? And we seem to mention Alphas quite a lot.
I thought you were going to say a Renault Sport of some description. I bet there's a Renault on that list.
No.
No. Wow.
So my first one is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio.
Would that be the white one in the video, the Clarkson one you showed me earlier?
Yes.
Brand new Alfa Romeo Giulia Quattro Formaggio. I think this does. Oh boy, this does. I've always said you can't be a true petrol head until you've owned an Alfa Romeo. And the trouble is, I've always known there's no Alfa Romeo a true petrol head would actually want to buy. There is now, though. Oh, there is now.
Yes. Oh, mate. Yeah, I agree. But
Because it's got to be an Alfa Red.
yes.
So
white.
I think Chris Harris has called this, and I know Clarkson calls it in the video that I showed you earlier. It's basically a four-door Ferrari.
Yeah.
I think it looks stunning. Okay, Clarkson wasn't particularly enamelled with the size of the wheels, wasn't completely enamelled by the styling of the car.
When you say size of the wheels, as in like
They're a
low
bit
profile.
small. Now, he
when you say
referred to
small,
them-
we talking about width or we talking about circumference?
circumference. He
really?
likened them to sofa wheels.
Yeah, I wonder why he said that. Obviously, he expected. I thought they were big enough, or maybe
They
I'm
don't.
just.
The tyres look a bit big on the wheels because the wheels are a bit smaller, and there's still gap in the wheel arches. But as a car and an engine, and being a motorbicyclist, you probably don't know that there's always been a standing joke, hasn't there, with Alphas, that they're not reliable.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah,
It recently came top, number one,
reliability.
in the executive car saloon class for reliability,
Wow.
beating the BMW. So Alpha has changed.
Well,
And
do
I
you know what?
would
That'll be the
happily
first
own
time
one.
in many, many years that the Italians have beat the Germans.
There's a story there somewhere. But so it would have to be the Alpha
Wow.
in red.
No, I agree. That is one hell of a car.
In my opinion, it looks
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Looks are obviously personal taste.
Red.
I love the look of it.
I mean,
Even though
I disagree
Clarkson
with
doesn't.
Clarkson. I think it's a beautiful car.
I can imagine what it drives, but this is the video.
yeah.
You know, this is.
But surely,
the
if you
ones that
don't like the wheels, can you not get bigger wheels for it?
You can, but I wouldn't because I like to keep things standard. So
Oh, right,
this video is about what we've not driven or ridden that we'd
Yeah.
love. That has to be on my list. Number 2 for you, sir. Trying to keep these snapping because we go on.
I'm trying to think without looking at my list. Right, the second one, ironically, it's an adventure bike by BMW, but it's not the current one. The first ever adventure bike was made famous by Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor in The Long Way Round back in, I don't remember when, but there's a video. If you Google The Long Way Round, Charlie Borman, Ewan McGregor, they rode BMW R1100 GSs, or were they 1150 GSs at the time? Then it was the 1100, the 1150, a couple of years later the 1200, then a couple of years later the 1250, and we're currently on the 1300 GS Adventure.
Yeah.
However, I'm not interested in the latest one. The one that I'm interested in is the one that, when I really started to take notice of the bike a few years ago, and it is a few years ago now, because I don't think past 2000, I think 2017, 2018 is probably the last year you can get them, when they went from the 1150,
Yeah.
which is what I'm talking about. No, they went from 1200 to 1250. So it's 2018, 2019. I'm talking specifically about the BMW R 1200 GS.
Okay. And it's an adventure bike.
Yeah, it was just something about that particular model that I liked, and even now it still cuts the mustard. I've had friends that have ridden one. I've followed people who've got them, and they just
What's the reasons behind? So apart from the fact, I guess BMW reliable, it's good brand.
Well, I'm guessing they're reliable. I don't know. I've never owned one, but it's with regards to the best all-round motorcycle for many, many years. The GS has won it for many, many years, as far as many
they know what they're doing.
bike publications are concerned. And the reason why they sell so many of them is because it's such a bloody good motorcycle.
We're going to film a video about publications, aren't we, in the future?
Yeah, we are.
So it's a BMW 1250, did you say?
No, BMW R1200 GS Adventure. Because there's two versions of all of them. There's a standard one and the adventure one.
And although it's an adventure one, I'm guessing being the 12, it's still going to be a quick bike.
Yeah, it's not slow. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not fast, but it's certainly not slow. It's quick enough for a road bike.
And again, touring-wise...
Oh, absolutely. Comfort. You might as well
you
go
could
on
have the
Bentley.
panniers on that, and
you could.
It
but
would
the
probably
thing is,
look naked without.
Probably, but just generally,
an
even on a
adventure
touring bike, and unless it's a dedicated touring bike, I think panniers on a bike are completely pointless. Now I'm going to get the odd hateful comment down below. The reason why I think they're pointless is because for me the main plus point of having a bike is no traffic. Even when there's traffic,
Of course,
there's no traffic.
So
Whereas if you've got bloody great big lumps
You've
sticking
got to
out
be
from the back
aware,
of your bike,
of course,
no chance. So that's why I always prefer backpack, top box. That's it.
understood. I hadn't thought about that, but of course
Yeah,
I'm not a
yeah,
motorbiker. So my next one, we've had obviously the Quadrifoglio is a performance car. So sticking on the performance theme,
Go on.
my next one, Austin 7.
Austin 7.
Waits for the reaction.
Hang on, Austin 7, Austin 7, Austin 7. I'm just trying to think if I even know what sort of car it is.
It's a pre-war car.
Ah, well, that explains that then. I wasn't born then.
It is available in more colours than black. Austin 7. In fact,
Wasn't
the
made
Austin
by
7,
Henry then.
for anyone that follows my car channel, the Austin 7 is currently probably the highest on my wish list of what to buy next.
Oh, it's an affordable
It's a pre-war
car.
Yeah, it is, because of when we've talked before about market value. Ultimately, it's worth what someone's willing to pay. Most people, I don't know about, I'm sure it's like that in the bike world as well, but in the car world and the car shows that I go to, you'll tend to find that people of certain ages go for certain age of cars.
Yep.
And this is primarily for the obvious reasons. Your dad owned one.
That was your
Or maybe
first
your
bike
granddad owned
type
one.
thing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
When you're talking pre-war vehicles, therefore, who's left
Not
that's
many.
going to remember?
Agreed.
So the values tend to drop a little.
So you think it's? You
Well, to
think
give you a ballpark,
it's been forgotten about?
a
per
good,
se?
a good one. Hopefully not have restored any more than it needed to be, because of course these tend to be like 90 years old or more. So finding one that's all original is going to be difficult. It's probably going to set you back £6,000-7,000
Wow.
for a car
That's
that will
not
be
expensive, really, is it?
no for a car that will be 90 odd years old. Now, size wise, for an Austin 7, just to let you know, my mad Japanese K car that you know that I've got, that I don't think you've been out in yet.
No.
That famously is narrow. It's literally just under 1,500mm wide. It's under 1.5 metres wide.
Wow.
The Austin 7 is under 1,300mm wide
Wow.
because it's pre-war.
Is the Austin 7 the one that looks like, literally kind of does that?
It's got the bonnet. It's got that narrower bonnet where you open them up from the sides. So the width of the car, which isn't wide, is wider than the bonnet because it's that old school sort of, there's the engine, you can access it from this side. Oh, love one. It's on my list. In fact, it's on top of my list for the car channel. What's your next bike? And just to clarify, for the benefit of people that watch our videos, bless you, I famously sometimes choose more than I should do. I have only got 5.
I've only got 5.
Good man. So what's your next one? This will be bike number
Oh yeah.
2.
And arguably out
No,
of all
this
the
is
ones,
bike number 3 because you went first.
yeah, I think so. Let's have a look. It's
gotta be bike number
mention
3.
that one. Mention that one. So this will be bike number 3. Yeah. And arguably, out of all of these bikes, this would be the one that if I could choose, I would have in the garage
Okay, so yeah, go
because
on.
it's not a cheap motorcycle. I think brand new, they're in the region of about 30 grand,
Which for a
27,
bike
28
is
grand for a bike.
expensive.
But arguably, that's not as expensive as some Ducatis, but we'll leave that there.
Okay.
It's not a Ducati. This is a Kawasaki H2.
Okay. It must be special because, no disrespect to Kawasaki, 30k is a big number.
Yeah.
So-
I don't think it's 30k. It's about 26,
Well,
27.
it's a big number
something
for a
like
bike.
that. Yeah,
so what's so special about
Yeah.
this? Did you say H2?
It's H2.
Okay.
Don't know why it's called H.
It's on screen.
But it's supercharged.
Okay. That's different.
210 brake horsepower.
Big.
Not the most powerful production motorcycle. Not the lightest sports bike motorcycle by any mean feat. But because it's supercharged and the way it makes its power and how aggressive it is, it's lauded by many, many people who have ridden them and or owned them, that it's the most violently accelerating road bike that you can buy.
Yeah, I could.
And it accelerates like nothing on the planet outside a bona fide race bike, maybe MotoGP bike or whatever the hell it's going to be. So for the road, yeah, the most violently accelerating road bike that you can buy.
It sounds like the ideal bike to buy if I pass my bike test as the first
Oh,
bike.
absolutely. And it's for that reason and that reason alone, because people have saying they struggle to hold on. It's just
Wait.
it's like an Acme motorcycle.
You said it's supercharged,
Yeah, supercharged.
which my understanding in car world, and it's got to be the same on the bike, unlike a turbocharger, means it's pretty much immediate.
Yeah,
It doesn't rely on the revs being higher.
it's linear.
So, wow,
Yeah, it's just
210.
210 brake horsepower at
Wow.
its peak, with what they call ram air. So when you get to a certain amount of revs, the velocity of air going into the inductor and being fed into the cylinders is at such
Yeah, the pressure is such high.
whatever peak that is in relation to the airspeed ratio and all
Yeah.
that bollocks. Sorry, Mr. Editor.
Go on.
210 brake.
Mad.
Yeah, and yeah, just because the fact that it's kind of like a Roadrunner Coyote style motorcycle.
Well, to put it
that's why I
into
want one.
perspective, the Clio I drive is 217 brake, 220 PS.
It probably weighs what, 2.5 ton?
It's 1250, I think, kilos, 1250 kilos.
1,250 kilos. That's basically 2.2 tons.
If that's how it works.
2,000.
I thought 1,000
2,000
kilos. No, 1,000 kilos is a ton.
How many kilos?
1,250. So it's 1.25 tons, isn't it?
1.25 tons. Whereas this is
About 220 kilos, 230, something like that, probably. They're normally around 200
yeah.
and something, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm getting used to these bike things with this bike friend. That
so
I have.
it's just kind of like,
Oh yeah, the brake horsepower per tonne is going to be off the scale.
don't you mean power to weight ratio? So
And that one.
yeah.
I think the one I've chose next then, ironically, probably matches it in some respects.
Go on.
The original, not the later ones that were called slightly different, the original Bugatti Veyron.
Oh, when you say original, I thought there's
Well,
only
because
one Veyron.
No, but there probably is only one Veyron, but then they did, I can't, as a car person, I can't remember what the successor
We talk
was
about
called.
different versions.
It's a
of
name, yeah, but it's still
iterations,
the yeah.
But it's still a Veyron.
No, I think they called
No.
it something else, didn't
Oh,
they?
okay, fine.
I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. So the original Veyron, the one where Clarkson famously raced.
The jet on the runway.
The first road trip they did where they raced. James, obviously, and Richard were using.
Oh, didn't they go
transport
somewhere
and
Scandinavia?
no, he
with
used a
skis?
plane. No, he used a plane, didn't he? And he famously, James May couldn't fly over the mountain. They had to fly around the mountain. And I remember them joking on the video saying that's okay. So the car can drive over the mountain, but the plane
can't.
has to go around the mountain. The Veyron, from an engineering point of view,
That'd
was
be a
just
marvel, isn't it?
unbelievable. Well,
Yeah.
the cost.
And you got like 1,000 brake horsepower.
It's got to be.
or over or thereabouts.
It's if I remember rightly, isn't it a W16 engine?
Yeah, V16.
So W16.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's V8. V8.
Yeah, so W16
Go on.
engine. There's something like 12, 13 radiators and whatever a number of
Christ
turbochargers.
almighty. And then it cost over £1 million.
All I know with confidence is they sold them at a loss. I'm sure they sold them at a loss. It was more of an engineering exercise than it was for a bit like the Lexus LFA. They were sold at a loss.
Yeah.
But when we're talking engineering terms, I remember them discussing just the indicator and stalks and the wiper stalks that were made out of titanium or something. It was bespoke. It weren't like that came off an Audi parts list.
Yeah.
And there was something like £4,000 or £5,000 just for because the amount of engineering that's gone into that. I think to experience driving one of those, I remember actually Clarkson joking because it was the first time he'd driven one on this road trip, that he said when you're going to press accelerator, you kind of plan it. You need to sort of look ahead and decide whether there's anything else for half a mile or whatever, because pressing that loud pedal is literally going to transport you from there to there. So I think in experiences that you want before you depart your mortal coil, I think the Veyron was definitely a good choice. Over to you. This has got to be bike number 4.
Yeah, bike number 4. It's a smaller capacity bike, but it's kind of, in theory, what's the word I'm looking for?
Take your time. We've got all day. Make a tea and a biscuit to get you'll be fine.
Spiritual successor.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, go on.
To the first bike I ever had.
Which I should know as your good friend.
Yeah, but you're not very good though, are you?
Not very good friend. Did we see one at the bike show a few months ago? What was it that we saw at the beginning? Was that your first bike? Go on then, what's your first bike?
Honda CBR 600.
What did we see at the beginning on that insurance stand? You got all excited and
That was
a
a
little
GPZ
bit
900.
a little bit moist.
Kawasaki.
Yeah, okay. So it's a Honda.
So this basically what happened was
It's on screen.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, 1985, Honda announced a new 600 sports bike called the CBR 600, and I had one way back when. Over the years, blah blah blah, it kind of got a little bit tamer, and then in the mid to late 90s, they released the RR version, which is a more race focused
I
bike.
think I've joked with you before. The more R's, obviously the faster it is, isn't it? We're going to get to a point where there's a Honda 1000 R times 2R.
Yeah. And again, in the late 2000s, they got rid of it because I think it was Euro 4 that killed it off.
Okay.
So it's been gone for about 4 or 5 years. And then last year, it was either last year or the arse end of this year, they released the new version of it. So it's a single-minded 600cc sports bike.
Okay.
And that even though, there are other 600cc's out there that arguably are faster, lighter, steer better, handle better, whatever, who cares? I don't give a monkeys. It's a Honda, and it's a spiritual successor to my first ever motorcycle, which
And
I
for that
absolutely
alone-
loved and wish I never sold.
And for that alone, it's
That alone,
worthy of being on that list.
And it's for that reason I'm a Honda fanboy, even though I don't own one at the minute, because it's my first ever bike.
Of course.
And I've owned many Hondas.
We-
So yeah, the Honda CBR 600 RR.
First experience of a lot of things become important in a life, don't they?
they do.
And I think we'll leave that there, but they do.
Christ, yeah, I'm on my first marriage.
I'm on my second. Moving on, I actually already mentioned this. It accidentally slipped out when I was discussing the Veyron.
It
Test his
car that
memory.
you would
It was
like
5 minutes
to-
ago. Experience to drive. I mean, I'm never going to own one unless I win lottery, so just a chance to drive one. As far as an engineering exercise, I'd go as far to say it's even
beats
better than the Bugatti.
Really? Oh, is it going to be something silly like a Zontes or something?
No, but I said it, didn't I?
Panigale, not Panigale.
Lexus LFA.
All the
Because Toyota threw everything at it.
Well, wasn't that like the first ever Lexus? Was it the LX400 or the LS400 back in the 90s?
Their quality saloon car.
The same
they
thing.
threw
They did the same thing
everything
with that.
at it.
Yeah.
And they shocked the Mercedes and BMWs.
And I
of the
know,
world.
if I remember correctly, this is their kind of like almost looking a little bit like same kind of as the Nissan GTR type car.
But
The
whereas,
Lexus, I remember the Lexus one. Oh, it's beautiful.
Because
it's
whereas-
very Star Trek.
and there's a debate. In fact, we could do a video about this one day. There's a debate about what makes and I bet it works in bike world as well. There is a debate to be had. At what point does a car go from a sports car to a supercar?
Supercar, yeah.
Or even hypercar.
I don't think it's anything to do with
The
performance.
LFA
I think
is
it's to
a
do with...
supercar, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because
So where do you think that line is, or how? What's the difference then?
I'd say something like a Porsche 911 is the top end of your sports car. And then I think,
what makes a supercar? What makes a sports car a supercar?
I think, like you said, it's not necessarily just speed outright, because there
got to
are
be money as
vehicles
well,
out there.
surely.
Well, yeah, and exclusivity.
Yeah.
The LFA is a tour de force, isn't it? And as said on a Top Gear episode, we like to quote those three occasionally. They discussed that the dashboard, and I know you and I are a bit old school and we prefer clocks, as in proper analog clocks. They said that the reason the rev counter had to be electronic in the LFA is the speed of revs, the ability to change the speed of revs, that engine, is so fast, it had to be electronic
to
be able to keep up with it.
Yeah.
The sound, if you've ever listened, I appreciate it would only be on video on the TV screen, if you've ever heard an LFA running at full chat, it sounds unbelievable. It reminds me of the sound of older Formula One cars when they used to sound,
when they used to sound nice.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And no longer
Not like
do.
now that sound like some muted.
Toyota, let's be
Embarrassment.
honest, as a company, they've got the resources.
Yeah. Toyota and Honda.
They threw everything at it, and they came up with something that is so special. And again, they were not sold, I believe, they weren't sold at a profit. They were sold as an engineering exercise. Look what we can do.
Because they didn't sell. There was a limited run.
Yeah,
wasn't there?
they're not in the end, and they certainly don't produce them anymore. It's a special car. Would love to get the chance to experience one, even if it's just one lap of a circuit.
I'd quite.
Even as a passenger ride, I'd just be happy to experience one. What's your fifth and final bike, Ak?
Before that, though, just thinking cars for me.
You're not supposed to think cars.
Not
mate.
the original
You're a
one,
bike person.
but the new one, which is apparently a hybrid, the new Honda NSX.
Yeah.
Or I love the original NSX because it looked beautiful. New one. Anyway, moving on. Motorbikes.
No, I would say the NSX is probably top-end sports car, probably still not quite supercar, whereas the LFA is definitely supercar. I'm not trying to trump his Honda. I like the Hondas, to be fair. But then you're a Honda fanboy,
I am.
so you're going to have to like the cars.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, fifth and final bike.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
at
that
list.
one. Another adventure bike, but it's by a manufacturer I'd never mentioned before.
Okay. Honda then. I thought he was going to go and surprise me with like a KTM or something. Go on then.
No, because I've ridden all the KTMs I'm interested in.
So what have you not ridden that you would like to
It's
ride?
a CRF 1100L,
Okay, big engine again, yeah.
commonly known as Africa Twin.
Oh, right, okay.
And the reason why,
Definitely an adventure bike then.
yeah, the reason why I would like to ride, and even I'd be very happy if that was in my garage. Even
without riding it.
even without
just to
riding
see
it,
it in the garage.
Hayabusa aside, if someone said to me you could only ever have an Africa Twin, never ride anything else ever again, I'd be more than happy.
Okay. What colour?
Flame red, of course.
Okay.
So what's special about the Africa Twin? Big, ergonomically big.
Quite heavy.
No, surprisingly not that heavy for what it is. It's got a very sprightly, sporty engine for what it is, but the reason why it's so lauded, it's one of the very few genuine can do, go, ride anywhere motorcycles.
Yeah, okay.
It will be equally as happy poodling up the M1 to Scotland with a missus,
Yeah.
with her and luggage on the back,
Yeah.
as opposed to obviously take the missus and the luggage off the back
Yeah.
and going round the world on it.
Okay.
And the fact that I think it's a beautiful, beautiful looking motorcycle. Again, it's not massively quick, but it's quick enough to keep up, or to keep the sport bike fans among us relatively happy, because it's not slow, obviously not fast, but it's not slow. And bearing in mind adventure bikes historically don't handle well. Well, that's not true. They don't handle well. They don't handle like a good naked or a sports bike.
They sit a bit
because of the
higher
ergonomics.
and
Yeah.
It's an
This
adventure bike.
apparently handles really rather well, and it's quite happy keeping up with like your mates in the twisties on like sports bikes. And that's what appeals to me, and the fact that it's. I like big, spaced out motorcycles. No, I don't do all of this kind of anymore.
As we always say in these videos,
Yeah.
we're at a funny age now. Aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. I like to be a bit comfortable. Where the Africa Twin, and also it's a Honda as well. And the thing I like about this particular Honda, it's not unique just to this bike, this manufacturer, but it's got a massive kind of like LCD dash on it, with Apple CarPlay and Android Google Play or whatever they call it.
Yeah, Android Auto.
Is that what they call it? Fine. So you could basically, rather than having my bike on the handlebars, I could stick it under the rear seat on charge.
Yeah.
And still put the sat nav onto the screen in front of me, or whatever else in front of me, which I quite like the idea.
So although we like analog clocks,
yeah,
that sounds like a useful
yeah,
item
no, agreed, it is.
on your big adventure.
Yeah.
So NC500 would be nice on that, would it then?
Oh, it'll be awesome.
Because you've done the NC500.
I've done the NT500, and if any of you have actually seen my video, what I said, well, actually, it's been a few years now since I've done the NT5. I think we did it in 2022.
Yeah, okay.
That sound about right? I don't remember. I should remember, but I don't remember.
You were there.
As I said, because we didn't strictly do the NC500, we added bits on.
Yeah.
But the actual NC500 route itself, you could do it in a day. The only issue is because it's so beautiful, you want to poodle around. So I said, we need to do it
there's no point
again.
whizzing around it just to be able to say that you've done it, is there?
So I said, I want to do it again, in like a car or a camper van, so we can literally do it at 2 miles an hour and just go.
And pull up wherever you want.
Oh, isn't it beautiful up there? Because if you've never been to Scotland, the Highlands or the NC500, just do it. And or because conversely, the issue is because the roads are orgasmic, you want to be going pointing in and out of the corners because they're just epic. So, like something that can do a bit of squirty like that, or one of the other bikes on my list, where you don't really care about, so we say, the scenery, you just care about the roads.
Yes. You want to get something from the road.
Yeah, that Africa Twin would be absolutely ideal because it'll be quick enough.
And if it happened to be sitting in your garage next to a high abuse, you wouldn't be moaning. So,
H2.
my last one then, it's a Land Rover. But bear with me. But there's a specific...
Gen 1?
There's a specific reason. I don't necessarily care which Land Rover.
Oh, really?
You'll know why in a sec. This video is, of course, called ones that I would like to experience to drive. But this is more specifically about where to drive. So I've put on my list a Land Rover, but on a proper, long, professional off-road course. And the reason I say that...
Like the SAS in the desert in the 40s.
No, just a proper off-road course. Because I'm not talking Camel Trophy and all the panniers on the side of that. Yeah. Because I was lucky enough years ago to experience like a mini version of this in a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Not driving myself though, and I would want to drive it myself. That's why it's on this video. But I do remember going along this track where the vehicle was almost at 45 degrees. I happened to be sitting on the side that was
nearest
closest
the
to
floor.
closest to the ground.
Yeah.
And just being so impressed.
The fact that it stayed there and it didn't topple over.
I know Land Rovers are synonymous as being unreliable, but as an but as an off-road tool,
apparently it's the best you can get. Yeah.
So on that basis, we're talking about experiences and driving. Land Rover on a professional off-road course with a professional off-road driver in the passenger seat, telling this unprofessional off-road person what to do. That's it, everyone.
And more importantly, how to do it.
That's it, everyone. Yeah. That is my 5 and your 5.
Oh, no, I've got another one.
Oh, you got an extra one?
No,
I thought I was the one that was famous for having an extra one. No. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. That was the episode 14.
Well, that's what you said at the beginning.
Episode 14.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
So
have faith.
It's goodbye from him.
Have faith in the editor. It's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from him. See you on the next one.
Goodbye.